What's going on YouTube? It's your boy CamATL. Shout out to the DFS squad. Shout out to everybody watching this video right now. Drop a like down below because I already know you're gonna love it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Comment anything in the comment section. Like the video and subscribe to the channel to enter your name into the giveaway. Thank you guys for watching as always. Week 6 was amazing. And the plan is to have week 7 even better, man. At greenlightdfs.com, we have absolutely been murdering every single NFL slate this season. So week 7 will be no different. Let's get into this first look lineup and first look at the slate in general. I'm going to do things a little different. Each position that I'm going through, I'm just going to plug in that position's first look player into the lineup as we go. It'll be smoother that way. All right. At quarterback. Now, Jared Goff at San Francisco is a great play. If you want to spend the 6-6 on him, I'm fine with it. He is like my third favorite quarterback on this slate. Jared Goff versus San Francisco is a great play. You saw what Aaron Rodgers just did to them last night. Phillip Rivers, week 4, killed him. Patrick Mahomes, week 3, killed him. Matthew Stafford, week 1, killed him. I absolutely love it. My question is can San Francisco really score against the Rams like they were scoring against the Packers? Okay, the Packers have more holes in their defense than Cheese does. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, they're not a good defense, so it's hard to judge. I don't think San Francisco's offense is just all of a sudden great. And I'm a little worried that the Rams defense kind of holds them a little bit, and it ends up being a huge Todd Gurley game, which we'll get to in a minute. My favorite quarterback... And, well, I won't plug him in yet. Let's go ahead and keep going, all right? Next up, Cam Newton against Philly. I'm not too involved with that. The total for this game at 20.5 for Carolina is just too low for me to really care to get involved in that game against Philly. It's really not somewhere I really care to go with some other great options. But 5.9 is a great price for Cam, so I wouldn't sleep on him in GPP. That's fine because Philly will score against Carolina. Carson Wentz against Carolina at 6,000 is a fine play. I'm not too interested in Brady versus Chicago at 6-1. Just like I said, I have some other guys that I'm very interested in. Kirk Cousins against the Jets is a decent option. Okay, Luck, Keenum, and Bortles have all gotten over 25 Draftkings points the last 3 weeks against this Jets secondary. Okay, and I like one of these Minnesota receivers a lot. Matter of fact, I like both of them. And it's a 25 total for Minnesota, so it's a high total going against the Jets. I love Kirk Cousins here at 6'4". Blake Bortles against Houston. They have Jacksonville's total at 23.5, which is not too bad. Blake Bortles against Houston, though, no thank you. I have some other options, but at 5'2", that's a good price. Jameis Winston against Cleveland at 6'3". I think 6'3 is just a little too pricey for him, especially with these other guys on this slate. Who else? Let's go down here a little more because some of my favorite plays are down here. Mitchell Trubisky, okay, going against New England. Now, we know one thing. New England's going to find a way to score, and Chicago's going to have to throw. Trubisky has been amazing the last 2 weeks, okay? He threw for 354 yards against Tampa Bay and then 316 yards against Miami. Against New England in this game script, I would definitely expect him to have to throw. I love Mitchell Trubisky at 5'6". But I'm going to go ahead and get to the guy I love the most now. The reason I'm not going to go Trubisky at 5'6" is because I love Joe Flacco at 5'4". I absolutely love my boy Flacco in this matchup. New Orleans is a horrible defense. Baltimore is implied to score 26 points in this matchup. It's a high total. I absolutely love this. New Orleans is ranked 30th in the league, allowing over 320 passing yards the last 9 games. Okay? They also allow way more pass attempts when they're on the road. Man, it's just a great situation for Baltimore. I absolutely love them here against New Orleans. You know New Orleans is going to find a way to score. Even though that Ravens defense is solid, you know New Orleans is going to find a way. They've got so many weapons. I'm not worried about them getting on the board and scoring. Okay? So Joe Flacco at 5'4" is definitely my favorite play at quarterback. At running back, I'm not going to waste any time. I'm just going to plug in my first running back I absolutely love, and that's Todd Gurley. He's a lock for me this week. Okay, his price went down from last week, and he's going against San Francisco. He was $10K against Denver, and ran for over 200 yards, and then they dropped his price 200 against San Francisco, who gave 21 to David Johnson and 33 to Melvin Gordon. Todd Gurley could easily go over 40 DraftKings points here in this one. He's going to be heavily used, especially if the Rams get up and San Francisco's offense is not working like it did against Green Bay. Todd Gurley is a lock for me at 9-8. All right, at running back, let's go ahead and talk about these other guys real quick, okay? All right. So Alvin Kamara at 8.5, I'm not very interested in him because this Rams defense is a little stingy and I don't want to pay 8.5 for him against them. But it's Alvin Kamara at the end of the day, okay? So keep an eye on that. Ezekiel Elliott against Washington could be decent here at 8.1. Obviously, Elliott's really, I mean, Dak looked amazing. He looked absolutely amazing in week 6. He was escaping the pocket. They could not get him. Cole Beasley looked great. Ezekiel Elliott is always going to be the main focal point of this offense. He got 24 carries again last week. And against Washington, he's going to get some good carries again. I'm not interested at 8-1, though. Like I said, I've got other ways I'm going this week. But that is a good matchup for him, okay? Christian McCaffrey against Philly is a good little GPP option if you want to stack him with Cam Newton in GPP, like I said, because Philly at home will score against Carolina and Cam will have to throw a lot. I think that helps Christian McCaffrey a lot in this matchup at 7-7, so I like Christian McCaffrey. I'm not too interested in TJ Yeldon against Houston this week. Just off the, I mean, I like the total for Jacksonville at 23.5. I like the total, okay, but against Houston, I don't know, because Houston has been pretty stingy against running backs other than week 3 against Barkley. They gave up 22. Other than that, they've been pretty stingy against running backs, so I'm not too interested in Yeldon this week. And his price has been going up, so I'm not too interested in him. Let's keep looking. Carlos Hyde against Tampa Bay is a decent option here for Cleveland. I won't be playing him because there's other much better options, so I honestly wouldn't recommend playing him. But against Tampa Bay, I mean, Tampa Bay is a horrible defense all around, okay? But I think it's more of the pass game for Cleveland that you want to target, not Carlos Hyde, all right? Also, another thing for Alvin Kamara, Mark Ingram is back this week. Mark Ingram was back last week. Sorry, Mark Ingram was back last week, and he is back to. He is back this week. Oh, shit, I'm confused right now. Mark Ingram is back. Period. Okay, so that's gonna take away a little bit from Alvin Kamara. Okay, last week they were on bye. Sorry, that's why I was confused. They were on bye last week, but week 5, Mark Ingram played and got 16 carries, 2 touchdowns. He already came back and started beast moding. Alvin Kamara actually struggled, okay? He only got 6 in that game. So it's one of those situations where now that Mark Ingram's back, it's hard to really pick which one we really want to go with here. Against Baltimore, I'm avoiding both of them. Sonny Michel against Chicago. Chicago's defense is very stout. I'm not too interested in that. Okay, now that we're at this cheap area, my favorite cheap running back of the week is Tyreek Cohen at 5-1. Okay, and I'll talk about the other guys I love, but let me go ahead and put him in the first look lineup. Tyreek Cohen has been getting targeted like crazy by Mitchell Trubisky. 8 targets and 9 targets the last 2 weeks, and Chicago has looked great while doing so, so I don't expect them to change that. Going against New England, pass-catching running backs have been doing great, which figures because New England's going to score, and offenses are going to be dumping it off to their running back as much as possible. Honestly, Cohen's the best receiver on the Chicago team. So Tyreek Cohen at 5-1 getting the amount of balls thrown his way. I absolutely love Tyreek Cohen at 5-1. I'll talk about some other guys real quick that I'm interested in. Alex Collins at 4-8. He got 19 carries last week against Tennessee. If he gets that many carries again, he's going to be great value at 4-8. I love him. Peyton Barber is one of my favorite cheap guys too for Tampa Bay against Cleveland. Cleveland has absolutely been giving it up to running backs this year. Okay, I mean giving it up. Okay, we saw Peyton Barber got 13 carries for 82 rushing yards against Atlanta last week. This is a great situation for Peyton Barber. I think if he gets 15 carries, he's definitely going to smash value. And if he happens to get 20 carries, he's definitely, easily going to smash value, and you're going to want him in your lineup at 3-8. 3-8 is too cheap for a running back who's going against probably the worst rushing defense in the league. And with a 26.2 implied total. Okay, so they've got a high total here. I absolutely love Peyton Barber at 3.8, so definitely keep him in mind. All right, guys, let's go ahead and keep it going. At wide receiver, I'm locking in Adam Thielen without even second guessing at 8.6. Now, let me explain why. Okay, Adam Thielen has been getting targeted like crazy in this offense. Okay, I absolutely love him here, man. Hey, have you ever heard, if it ain't broke, don't fix it? Okay, it's not time to get cute. The last 5 games, matter of fact, this whole season, he got one game that was under 20 DraftKings points, and guess what that was? 19 DraftKings points against San Francisco week 1. Other than that, 34, 27, 30, 27, 32. Ridiculous numbers that Thielen is putting up this year. His target share is just huge. I absolutely love Adam Thielen in this matchup at 8.6. Lock him in. All right, let's talk about some other wide receivers while we're at it, though. All right. Now, next wide receivers I want to talk about. Okay. So, Mike Evans against Cleveland is a great option. He struggled a little bit versus Atlanta, which was a shock to everybody. He was a high-owned guy. I even played him. It didn't matter because everybody else went off, but still, it was a shocker. That's still Winston's favorite target, and he's going to come through. Okay, it's a good matchup against Cleveland. I like Mike Evans. Robert Woods. Kupp will be missing a few weeks, I'm sure. Robert Woods' target count will be going up tremendously. He got 10 targets against Denver last week. I love Robert Woods at 7,000. Jarvis Landry against Tampa Bay is a decent option. Stephon Diggs, I like him too if you have the money. I don't want to go too heavy though. I'd rather just go Thielen. John Brown. Let me go to John Brown. I want to talk about him. John Brown at 5.7 is a great option. Okay, wide receiver 2s have been killing New Orleans. That's just how it's been going. And at 5.7, he's a great play there. Devin Funchess against Philly. I told you guys how I feel about the Carolina offense in GPP. I definitely like that situation for him. Let's go ahead and keep going. All right, now we get to where I really want to talk about. Let me get to him. Willie Snead against New Orleans. I love this matchup, and at only 4,000, pairing him up with Joe Flacco. Absolutely. And along with Willie Snead, I want to put him with Michael Crabtree. Okay, this Baltimore offense is going against New Orleans. That is the team you want to pick on. Okay, I absolutely love Willie Snead at 4,000 in this high total. Flacco's been hot this year. The whole Baltimore team in general has been hot this year, and I definitely want exposure to them versus New Orleans, so I'm going to be stacking both of them. Honestly, that is really where I'm staying. DeAndre Hopkins against Jacksonville, I'm not too interested in. There's not any other options that I really, really love. Alshon Jeffrey versus Carolina is a fine option. Brandon Cooks versus San Francisco is a fine option also with Kupp out. Both Woods and Cooks will be getting an upgrade in targets. Other than that, I really talked about Allen Robinson. Allen Robinson for Chicago is also a good option here. Like I said, New England's going to score, so they're going to have to throw to keep up. So I like that situation as well. But other than that, that's about it, man. I touched on the guys I really love. I love these Baltimore cheap receivers. I love that they're priced so low like that going against New Orleans. Absolutely love it, okay? At tight end, let's go ahead and talk some tight end real quick. Now, Zach Ertz against Carolina, like I said, this has some good GPP game looks to it. Okay, so Zach Ertz could be sneaky at 7-1. Nobody's going to pay that amount for him on this slate. I'm not even going to pay that amount on this slate. Rob Gronkowski against Chicago is an okay matchup, but Chicago's been very solid versus the tight end. Eric Ebron versus Buffalo. Ebron's just been a monster. He's been a monster the last 3 weeks. Without Doyle in there, he's been an absolute monster, but I'm still not going to pay up for him either. I really, really like David Njoku in this matchup against Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is projected to score a lot of points. Cleveland's going to be throwing a ton in this one. And Tampa Bay's been giving it up to the tight end. 3 of the last 4 games, they've given up 20, 16, and 22. They held Jesse James to 1, but that's when McDonald went crazy. Okay? I love David Njoku at 4-2. In this matchup, like I said, I do expect Tampa Bay to win this game and get up at home in Tampa Bay. So Cleveland's going to have to throw a lot, and Njoku has been that guy He got 11 and 12 targets the last 2 weeks. Love David Njoku with their beat-up receivers that they have in Cleveland. Njoku's been getting relied on a lot, and this dude's a monster. He's a super athlete, so he's going to have a huge game one day, and you want to make sure you have him at 4-2. Okay? Really, there's no other options I'm very interested in, man. I'm really settled on him. I like Trey Burton for Chicago. He's a decent option at 4-3. Okay? He's been catching some touchdowns the last few weeks, but other than that, that's about it. I love David Njoku for sure. All right, now let's talk defense, and then we'll talk my flex position real quick. We'll go back. Now, I don't want to spend up on defense at all. Okay, if you have 3-5, I'm cool with the Rams at San Francisco. Like I said, San Francisco doesn't scare me, regardless of how well they did against the Packers or not. They have a short week, and they're going against a Rams defense that is very stout. Okay, I'm not too worried about the Rams defense at all here, and at 3-5, I think the Rams kill it, okay? The Vikings against the Jets is also a good matchup. The Vikings are just great, okay? I love the Vikings defense here at 3-4. They're a good option as well. I'm going to save some money and go Redskins at 2-9 against Dallas, though. Dallas just had a huge week, so a lot of people are going to be off of playing a defense against them, but don't forget, Dallas is dreadful on the road, okay? They've been solid at home, but they are dreadful on the road. Josh Norman is going to do his best against the receiver that he can, and that's going to force them to use Zeke a lot, which Washington's pretty much going to know that, and if they can slow Zeke down, they're going to slow that entire offense down to a halt, okay? So that's the thing. I love the Redskins defense, and at 2-9, I'm not, you know, it feels safe to me at that price point and gives me a good amount for my flex, okay? Now, last but not least, we've talked about Tampa Bay being a high-scoring team for this week. They're a team that's definitely high-scoring. I am really high on Chris Godwin this week at home in Tampa Bay. I love Chris Godwin. In Winston's first game back, he targeted Godwin 9 times, okay, and a touchdown against Atlanta, okay. Against Cleveland here, Cleveland just gave up 29 Draftkings points to Williams on the Chargers, okay. They struggle versus wide receiver 2s, and Chris Godwin is Tampa Bay's second receiver. Okay, I love this matchup here. We saw what Williams was able to do against them last week for the Chargers. He went crazy. Chris Godwin is the next man up, and at 4-6 in that decent total that they have in that game for Tampa Bay, I love Chris Godwin in this one. And that's it, guys. There's the first look lineup. We've had a first look at the slate. I will be back and talk to you guys on Saturday morning to give you guys any updates to anything that goes on throughout the week that pops up. We got Joe Flacco going against New Orleans. Love it. Todd Gurley is going to smash San Francisco. Tyreek Cohen in that game where there's going to be a lot of throwing for Chicago to keep up with New England. I like him. Adam Thielen. That's no need to explain. He's been the most consistent receiver in the league. Willie Snead for value at 4,000. I love this guy this week. Michael Crabtree to pair him up with him. David Njoku in this game to keep up with Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is one of the highest scoring games on the slate. I like David Njoku to come back. Chris Godwin on the other side of that game, and then the Redskins versus Dallas. I'm not a believer in this Dallas offense all of a sudden being just dynamite. Okay, they're great at home. They're garbage on the road. That's what I'm going with. Redskins at 2-9. I love that value. So, and that's it, guys. Good luck, everybody. I hope you kill it. Go to greenlightdfs.com to join the squad, man. We have been absolutely dominating every single week of this NFL season. NBA is back, by the way, so if you haven't seen the NBA video, go check it out. First slate of the NBA season is tonight. greenlightdfs.com, 2-game slate. Pretty cool games, too, so I'm super excited, man. Thank you guys for watching, as always. Remember, drop a like, comment anything in the comment section, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you guys for watching, as always, and I'm out.